One of the things I was most afraid of was attending events with huge amounts of people. This was one of the first ones I went out to. This was my son's college graduation from the University of Michigan. They had it at Chrysler Arena, and it kind of put me at ease right away, even though that many people. It wasn't very difficult. The way it's usually set up in every venue is there are special rows for handicapped seating, and I will be in my wheelchair, and then there's a chair there for a guest, and then another opening for a wheelchair, then another chair for a guest. I found that pretty much across the board. This was at Michigan State for a basketball game, and same thing. I was able to get tickets. You go to StubHub or buy them directly from the venue. I just have to search for ADA seating, and it's not very difficult getting in and out. It's easy to get a wheelchair around. Corridors are crowded, so we generally let the crowd leave at the end of an event before we go. But generally, just when we're going in, it's wide enough that we can get around. Now this one gave us pause because it was Ford Field for a big concert. So we're talking about 50,000, 55,000 people. But it proved not to be too difficult. Parking is another issue though. There's only very limited handicap spots around. So oftentimes we have to park in a regular spot, and Sarah will have to just stick her nose in the spot and then let me out of the van, and we drive in the rest of the way. Now, not all this parking is close to the venue, so that can sometimes be difficult, but I've got the power chair, so as long as I got a full battery, I've got no problem. Pat Donnelly, one of the Griswolds, hooked me up with great tickets at a Wings game, and that was at the Little Caesars Arena, which is the new one. But as you can see there, pretty good seats. This was a Tiger game, and we actually, Bob Chapman there on the left, he got us a suite. So I wasn't living like the common people, but I'm sure that at Comerica Park it's the same way. On the right there is George Chapel, and if you're doing your job and listening to my podcast, George and Keith's Musings, you will recognize his voice when you see that. Now you can put a face to it. This was Lakeland, Florida, Tiger spring training. Again, no issues. Real easy to get in and out, and a lot of old folks down there, so we battled for the handicap spots. Most recently, we went to see Tim McGraw at Soaring Eagle, and that was a little different. That's the venue. The concert is way back from the parking lot on a gravel lot, so that was a long ways to go, but we pulled it off, no problems. Now here's before the concert. In the middle there's Lois, one of my physical therapists at level 11. So it was great to see him. He helped us get around and find out where we were going. And I appreciate you listening.